All right, greetings and welcome back once again to Just Make Music, where we're trying to do everything we can just to put out some musical things, musical songs, anything musical, and anything cheap that you have to use to make music, right? I mean, broken guitars, little keyboards, single mics, cheap Pro Tools intro to as your DAW, mixing on the cheap, mastering on the cheap, whatever you have just to make some music. So anyway, look, hey, today I'm going to talk a little bit about slap training basics for guitar. So like if you've never played the guitar before, or you're just starting out on the guitar, more likely, just give you a few little hints, if you will. So look, there are technically I've been out looking around, and there are number wise, there is approximately 367 billion websites out there, okay, that show you how to play the guitar. I mean, it's daunting. I mean, there are so many sites. I didn't realize there's that many sites that show you how to play the guitar. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to break it down, hopefully quickly. Okay, so if you already know how to play the basic chords, because there's only 7 notes, right, in music: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's not like it's this whole world of notes out there, never ending, right? There's only 7 of them. 5 of them primarily used, right? Most of the time, I got to tell you the truth, I only use G, C, D, E, and A. I mean, 5 notes pretty much cover a lot of stuff. And as I'm going to point to you and show you later, a couple sites where, like Lauren Bateman, man, she's just a miracle worker with her lessons and the guitar and stuff. But she'll show you how to play, like a million songs with 3 chords, 3 notes, 3 chords. I mean, Ed Sheeran, whatever that guy's name is, he has a thing out where he shows how to play stuff the same way, like 3 notes. You name a song and he plays it off these 3 or 4 notes. It's super simple. So anyway, don't be overwhelmed by the guitar, okay? I will say this about the guitar. If you're starting to out playing and stuff, I got an old crappy acoustic. I got a couple old acoustic guitars, but that's all I play because that's all I have. That's all I found at the flea markets or whatever. So look, I play those acoustics, but it doesn't matter if you have electric, acoustic, whatever you found, whatever you're comfortable with. But here's the thing I think is very important, and some do, some don't, and I don't really care either way. But I say if you want to learn how to play the guitar and you're serious about it, always have your guitar handy. I mean, always have it like sitting around, right? So when you're sitting around watching TV, you're sitting, doing your phone thing or whatever it is that people do today. So always be able to look over. You can see a guitar over here right now, and there's another one over here right now. Always have a guitar handy. Always have your instrument around, if possible. Maybe not, but it's a lot better if you always have it. Anytime you're thinking about it, you're not doing anything, you're just hanging out, just reach over, grab your guitar and start playing around a little bit. Just get familiar with the instrument. So anyway, I wrote down some notes here that I wanted to go over. And first of all, so like I say, back to the Lauren Bateman, I think, and I don't know the name of her channel, but her name is Lauren. I'm pretty sure Lauren Bateman, Bateman. I'll put a link in this video, but go look at her stuff. If you play just the basic guitar right now, go over and she is a wonderful teacher, man. I mean, she's just amazing. And she'll show you how to play the songs, the fingerings, the alternate fingerlings, fingerings, and everything. But yeah, I mean, seriously, go over and check out her site, because if you want to play just some basic songs and get going on it, if you already know a few notes, then that's your go-to thing. I'm telling you, man, guaranteed. So anyway, I touched on this is you have to, if you're going to play the guitar, you have to practice very intently slash intensely. Okay. Look, what I mean by that is when people say I practice the guitar, and it's kind of like, well, do you really? I mean, when you say you practice the guitar, look, I've heard people say, look, I practice the guitar an hour a day, a full hour a day, and I'm not getting anywhere with it. Well, I'll tell you, if you pick up a guitar and you're fiddling around with the guitar and you're not fully focused, concentrating on exactly what you're trying to accomplish when you're practicing, you're not practicing for an hour. You're like dicking around. I don't know what they call it, doodling, noodling, such and such on the car. You start playing the guitar, and then all of a sudden you come up with, oh, I can play Happy Birthday on this one string, or Hot Cross Buns, or whatever. But you are not focused, totally focused on practicing what you need to practice. So look, here's what you need to do. You need to practice on like 5 notes. You need to practice on the G, C, D, E, A. 8 to 10 minutes a day, but like 3 times a day. Play your 10 minutes. Focus on it. I'm going to play a G, 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 G for 10 minutes. And I'm not saying you can't play something else. If you know a little C, a little D, a little E, play with that. But here's what you do. You noodle along on the guitar, you doodle, dick around, whatever. You always come back to the G, okay? Always come back to the G. Play dead, 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 and then land on the G, okay? Just get the G chord memorized, completely memorized. I mean, just focus. I'm not going to tell you how to play a G chord. I'm not going to tell you how to play any chords, because your mind is different than everyone else's. You watch 10,000 videos out there, and you look at all these people telling you how to play the guitar, this, and you got flashing things on the screen, and the things touch here, 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 and you look at the keyboard or the fretboard diagonally. Do you look at it up and down? Do you vertically? Do you look at it horizontally? You try to memorize this and that. It's freaking overwhelming. Okay. You got to figure out what's good for your mind for memorizing stuff. You got to seriously concentrate for those 8 to 10 minutes. When you start playing a G, you look at your hand, you see what you're holding, how it feels, how you feel, how you know how to remember that's a G. Okay. And it's all about memory. You have to burn this to your memory. And people take that too lightly, right? It's like, oh yeah, I remember how to play the G and the C and the D. And then the next day you come back and you totally forget it. Look, you have a system. Your mind, your own mind has a system on how to do that. Okay. Well, that's the same system you need to kick into place when you're thinking about these chords. Okay. It's the same thing. Someone says, if you can play a G chord, a C chord, and a D chord in 1 hour, okay, and then repeat it for 30 minutes. In 1 hour, I'll come back. If you can play those 3 chords, I will give you $1 million cash. You're going to pull all your resources in your mind, your brain, your thought process. And you're going to think, how in the world am I going to come up with how to play a G, a C, and a D? And then how are you going to do that? You're going to figure a way. Your mind's going to figure a way to burn it somewhere in your long-term memory of how to play the GCD. I mean, if you want $1 million, you're gonna all of a sudden focus. I mean, things will just wash over you. You'll become black. You'll become focused. It'll be like, I have to remember this in 1 hour to win $1 million. It'll be like so intense, and that's what you need to do with the guitar. Okay, you need to pick it up and you need to practice, maybe 10 minutes, 10 minutes a day, maybe 3 times a day. Intensely practice for those 10 minutes. Get up and walk away. Get up and go do something for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Come back in the afternoon, sit down immediately and do the G. Do it for a couple weeks on each of these chords. I'm telling you, focus, burn it in your mind how these things go, and just do little tiny chunks at a time. And at the end of 10 weeks, say you do 5 chords, say you do G, C, D, E, A, 5 of them, 2 weeks each, 10 weeks. So here's what you do. You commit to intensely studying each one of these notes. Go look them up, how the fingerings are on the keyboard, or the fretboard rather, and play them, okay, for 10 weeks. At the end of 10 weeks, okay, you should know G, C, D, E, A. So anyway, hey, next week, I hope you got something out of this lesson. If you didn't, hey, send me a note if you wanted something different, or I missed something you're thinking about. But this memory thing, man, I'm telling you, It's big. You got to, I mean, focus. You have to focus your time. You can't just go dick off somewhere and tell everybody you practice an hour a day, but you're not getting anything out of it because you're not. Okay. You need to focus. Focus. 10 minutes of intense focus is worth 4 hours of just dinking around trying to remember things. I'm telling you, try it and let me know in the comments if I can remember to turn them on. Anyway, I will see you next week for our next step in just making music. Until then, remember, hey, remember last week I had a thing about going to the Mobile Loaves and Fish here in Austin, Texas, and doing your part to help the homeless. I'm going to put that link up here again um, when I exit here. But look at remember the most important thing, which I started last week, was the DBAD, DBAD. Whatever you do in life, you got to just make some music, okay? And you don't be a dick. That's very important too. DBAD. Don't be a dick. Just make music, and don't ever go out and criticize people's other music and this and that. There's a lot of people out there. Well, that music isn't even music. That's trash. That's this and that. Look, music is music, and it's your music. Don't worry about what other people listen to or like, or everybody's different out there. Okay, so look, just make some music. It's good for your soul. Okay, and remember, don't be a dick.